Love them or hate them, backlogs are a thing. They're a problem for us gamers because we buy way more games than we can ever play. Because when you're a kid, you want all the games, and you can't afford the games, and you desperately want the games. And then you become a grown-up, and you can afford the games, but you can't play the games because you don't have any time to play the games. And it becomes a time, money thing, and we end up with the biggest pile of games that you can never finish. How do we overcome backlogs? Let's talk about it. Hey, if you're a new viewer of the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. I make new videos like this every single day on the channel, all about PlayStation and gaming, so hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date. Backlogs are literally the bane of any trophy hunter's existence. I could show you my stack of games over there, but it's just gonna disappoint you. It disappoints me every time I look at it.
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hater plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, I'm feeling great. Got a date with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a f what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave.
Especially now that PS5 is out, and I still have a backlog of PS3 games that I haven't even taken out of the seals yet. Backlogs are one of these things that doesn't really plague other mediums. I mean, I suppose it does maybe in movies and music and TV shows. Actually, yeah, I have a backlog of TV shows and anime to watch as well. Plus Ultra! I cannot contain myself, and I keep buying TV shows or adding them to my Netflix queue, and then going onto Netflix, and then just browsing and not finding anything that I want to watch, and then just having a sleep. Games are the same like that, where you think something looks good, I'm going to add it to the collection because I'm going to play it eventually, and then you either never play it, or you do play it like 10 years later, but it could have also been heavily discounted by then, or maybe it's just a massive January sale kicks in, and you realize that Jump Force is like $10 right now, and you've skipped Jump Force for the past 4 years, and you absolutely need to play Jump Force, but you're trying to move on to PS5? How do we overcome backlogs? That's the big question. I think there's a combination of things that we can do here, and I want to do this in the new year as well, overcoming my backlog and trying to reduce the number of games that I have sitting on my shelf. How do we do it? I guess we have to break things down into small goals. I think the first thing we do as gamers is say, nay, we will not pick up Cyberpunk and pre-order Cyberpunk and give them our money when we don't even know if the game is good or not. What do I guess, what do I do with all these then? We're gonna clean out our backlog and play Cars 3. We're Sole Suspect, I don't know. Pick your poison. I think it's breaking things down into small chunks. It's avoiding the big stuff like Cyberpunk and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then saying, hey, I've got these games that are gonna take like 10 hours, 20 hours, 15 hours, 5 hours, a million hours, whatever it ends up being, and kind of allocating them into spots. The way I find that I like to tackle these kind of situations is by putting games into time length, so how long they're going to take you to finish and how long they're going to take you to platinum, but then also genre as well, so you can kind of mix and match stuff up a little bit. I know sometimes after I finished an RPG game, I don't want to play another RPG game probably for the next 12 months, or an open world game. You want to kind of mix it in with cars after you play Skyrim, or a shooter after you've played an RPG, because then you kind of are changing up the palette a little bit and you're making it a bit more palatable to finish. The great part about doing it this way is that not only do you get to kind of work through your backlog, but you also get to play a bunch of varieties of different games as well that you've probably missed and probably passed on for the past couple of years. That's the easy part. Now, I would say that you're gonna have to pass on some stuff. Unfortunately, in this day and age, and when you've got a pile of over 100 or more games sitting over there in the corner that I have not opened yet, there's going to be some stuff that I'm just going to have to say, you know what, I think this isn't going to happen. But I just managed to pick up Race with Ryan on discount at GameStop. It was only like $40. I don't think there's ever going to be an appropriate time for me to finish Get Even at this point in 2021. Or Arslan Warriors of the Legend. I don't even know what exactly this is, but I don't think it's going to happen either. Or any of these games. I don't think there is ever going to be an appropriate time for me to finally open Wasteland 2. I mean, I could open Wasteland 2 now. Would you guys want to see me? No. Believe it or not, this isn't actually even much of a backlog. This is just There's much more backlog over there, trust me. I would say we have to cut stuff from these backlogs. We have to be realistic about it, whether it's just not playing it and just saying, hey, this is never going to happen, or it's a situation of selling the game and just moving on because realistically it's never going to happen because we just don't have enough time. I think like if I did a rough assessment of everything that's sitting over there right now, this is years and years worth of games that I need to play to catch up with just the PlayStation 4. And that doesn't even count the PS5 stuff that I've already bought that's sitting on my system that I literally haven't opened yet. Cutting some of these big things though can make the entire backlog seem more doable. If I have a bunch of games like this to play and less big open games like this to play, I think I'm going to be more likely able to achieve and finish them. But just like everything, you have to break it into a goal. I'm going to start trying to think of my backlog more like an achievement or a trophy, where every game I get through, I mean, it is actually a platinum. If I earn the platinum in Cars 3, it is a platinum for my trophy account, but also it's a real life platinum as well. Getting this out of my life and then being able to sell it back to GameStop for $2. Why would I play something good like Nier Automata when I could play something trophy like Race with Ryan? Or Adventure Time, Adventure Jake Investigation. Once you pass through the 7 stages of grief with a backlog, I think the last stage is kind of accepting that eventually you just do have to cut and run. There has to be a point in the PlayStation 5's life cycle where I decide I'm never going to go back to the PS3 games and finish the ones that are still sitting on my shelf, especially some of the RPGs that are sitting there. Inevitably, they're going to either get just sort of packed away in boxes, which I'll revisit maybe one day in the future, or they'll get sold, probably to pay for more PS5 games that I can add to another backlog that is currently building at the moment. The dwarves. This hasn't even been opened, by the way. This is still sealed. What even is this? What is the dwarves? Let me know how big your backlog is. I'm really curious to find out how your backlog is going for PS4, PS3, PS5, whatever it is, and how you handle it. Do you have a better way of managing backlogs, better than my ludicrous ramblings? Maybe you actually do have a strategy in terms of how you pick up and purchase games. For a while on the PS4, I was limiting myself to the number of games I could buy each month, and that way I was keeping on top of things until it just kind of got all thrown out the window when like a November rolls around and you pick up like 15 games in 1 month, and then it all gets thrown out the window. How do you manage your backlog? Do you guys have a proper methodical way of doing it, or do you just kind of go crazy like me and just suffer? Hopefully there's a better way. Maybe there's a better way where I can just remove all this pressure off my shoulders and relax. I don't know. I'd love to know it if there is one. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Good luck with your backlog.
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hater plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding dotted line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably $sign. Got the energy to win.